Well, just over a month left in the regular season of the NFL. Week 14 got started Thursday night. Here's a few of the games we're keeping an eye on as the weekend approaches. You see Jets at Bills, that game coming your way, 1 Eastern on CBS. Same time, Browns and Bengals. That's kicking off at 1 also. Then you have Eagles at Giants, battle of the NFC East. And your Sunday night football, Dolphins at Chargers, kickoff at 8:20. Well, to set you up for success in bringing you our Vegas insiders now, it's Todd Fuhrman and Wizard of Odds, Kenny White. Guys, 11 games on the docket Sunday, with Week 14 being capped with that Monday Night Football coming to you from Arizona. Todd, which game are you liking as your best wager against the spread?
So for me, Sherry, it's not the sexiest game on paper by any stretch of the imagination, but the money we can make from this contest will pay just the same. And I'm going to go out to the Pacific Northwest and take Carolina fresh off a bye as a road underdog against the Seahawks. When you look at Seattle, this is a team that had overachieved throughout the course of most of the regular season. And while I don't think they've officially hit rock bottom yet, the defense has shown a few kinks in the armor over the last couple weeks. They've really struggled to slow down inferior ground games. This is a Carolina team, in my opinion, defensively, that's going to trend in the right direction as they get healthier on that side of the ball. I really believe with the injury report starting to mount, with Kenneth Walker, a long shot to play, DK Metcalf not quite 100%, and some other key contributors, Seattle's going to be in for a full 4-quarter fight. Would not be shocked at all to see Carolina win this game outright Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I've been saying for 4 or 5 weeks now that the line just continues to get tougher and tougher. My numbers have been so close. Hard to find really good plays in the NFL right now. One that I think is the best one, I think, this weekend is the Chargers and taking 3 at home. 6-6 football team that needs a win badly. Getting healthier, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen both back in the lineup for Justin Herbert. And the Miami team has, I think, been a little bit of a paper tiger. They are 3-6 ATS the last 9 weeks. So as people, I feel that they've overachieved. They've underachieved to the betting line. The defense ranked 14th right now in yards per play allowed. I don't think they're that good. I think they're a below average defense. And the Charger defense doesn't line up real good number-wise, but I think their talent is far better than what that number indicates. So I made this game a pick, so I took 3 with the Chargers.
All right, well, Kenny, where are you taking us on the board for a game that's really jumping out to you where you're willing to wager on the money line?
Well, when we always talk about the producers send this out, give us a money line bet. Sometimes I guess it could be a favorite on the money line, but I like to give out an underdog on the money line. And I think most people do. I'm going to go with the Giants plus $3. They're playing the Philadelphia Eagles, who've been tremendous this year. But again, Eagles have played the easiest schedule in the NFL, 32nd. There's got to be a point in time where this Eagle team lets up too. They've got such a big lead. And I guess the Cowboys are chasing them in the division, so maybe it's not as big a lead as I feel it is. But at 11-1, I feel there is a letdown coming. Division game, big game for the Giants. I hope Barkley plays, but you know what? Still take the Giants if he doesn't play. I think Daniel Jones has to step up and play a big game here, but I'm taking the Giants. I think that's the one team I think's got a shot to win at home.
Kenny, I love you swinging for the fences there with a big divisional dog. We've seen how well home underdogs have performed all season long. So definitely think the Giants have a puncher's chance, especially if Mother Nature plays a role in that game. I'm actually going to go back to your best bet, and I'm going to take the Chargers on the money line because I agree with you. I make Miami a 1-point favorite, and this number, as it continues to leak out, offers more and more compelling value on the Chargers. You look at the injury report, and I think there's reason to be optimistic that Mike Williams should be able to contribute this week. No injury designation on Friday, a step in the right direction. Center Corey Linsley has been trending up as well, which will be a key building block along that offensive line. And when you look at Miami on the other side, I know they didn't have to travel back to South Florida after playing in the Bay Area last week, but there are injuries starting to mount there. On the offensive line, there are some concerns. I don't believe Jalen Waddle is anywhere close to 100%. And when you look at the receiving core, if Waddle has to take the lion's share of the responsibility away from Tyreek Hill, that could pose problems if he's not there. Tua, not 100% either. I'm going to take the Chargers on the money line in Sunday Night Football. I think they'll have an excellent chance to pull off the outright upset.
The highest total of Week 14 from our friends at Caesar Sportsbook is 52 and a hook. That coming there from your game, Dolphins, Chargers. Lowest total, 36.5. That's the rivalry game between Ravens and Steelers. There's obviously a few there to pick in between. But, Todd, a game you like the over is which?
So for me, it's one of the uglier games on the board. It's the Dallas Cowboys against the Houston Texans. And I'm going to go after the first half market here rather than the full game. I'm going to go over 23. I know the Houston Texans are going to be down Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins, which changes quite a bit of what they're able to do in the vertical passing game. But we saw this scenario play out a few short weeks ago. Houston went on the road in that particular instance against the Miami Dolphins, gave up 30 points in the first half. I think Dallas realizes they can run the football consistently with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. They're going to open up some shots downfield in the play-action passing game. And Dallas, given the road that they have in front of them, would be best served to put a little separation between an in-state rival here. I wouldn't be shocked at all if the Cowboys get us to 3 touchdowns by the break. Hopefully the Houston Texans can do their part by contributing a field goal. And I'll go over the first half total at 23 between the Cowboys and Texans.
I'm going to use a high total game, the second highest total on the board. It's Minnesota and Detroit, and that total at 52. I'll go over in that game. These two played earlier. It landed 52 the first time they played, 28-24. I had that game over, but the total was 51.5. That one, 53 first downs in that game. Minnesota had 30 first downs. Really, the score in that game should have been well over 60 points. This one, we're looking at two bad defenses, number 31 and number 32 in the NFL this year, with two offenses that have been very, very good, especially Detroit's number 8 in yards per play at 5.9. Both teams trend over for the year. Minnesota 7-5. They're 3-1 over their last 4, and the Detroit Lions 8-4 to the over. That makes both teams combined 15-9 to the over. Let's go over Minnesota, Detroit.
All right, Kenny, who are you targeting for a total to go under?
I think we just go with the Denver Broncos every week. Their defense number 1 in the NFL. They've been tremendous, and the offense just has no identity whatsoever. They have been 9-1 to the under, I think, the last 10 weeks. Kansas City's defense continues to get better. Divisional games, these two don't like each other. A total of 44 here. And again, it's all about, for me, it's about this Denver defense that has just been so good as of late. So I'll take the Broncos, Kansas City Chiefs under the total.
And I'm going to go to a derivative market for my under this weekend. It's going to be with a team total and the Pittsburgh Steelers to come in under their total at Caesars. When you're looking at that, anywhere from 17.5 on the low end, upwards of 19.5. And full credit to the Steelers. The last 3 weeks, they've looked like a competent, capable offense behind a rookie quarterback in Kenny Pickett. But you dig into some of the numbers, especially on the defensive side. The Cincinnati Bengals have started games slowly, and the Pittsburgh Steelers bogged down in the second half. The Indianapolis Colts leave a lot to be desired, on my opinion, on the defensive side. The Atlanta Falcons, a bottom feeder defense as well. Baltimore realizes without Lamar Jackson in the mix that this team is going to have to try and be a lot more aggressive on that side of the ball. Kenny Pickett has failed to throw for more than 200 yards in 4 out of his last 5 games, and you can't run the ball against this Baltimore defensive front that's top 10 in rushing defense and overall efficiency. I think we're talking about a good old-fashioned AFC North black and blue division. First team to 17 wins this football game. I'm going to take the Steelers under as they step up in class and take on an elite defense.
Well, it's Friday, so we can get a little wild here. Todd, what is your Week 14 parlay you put together?
So every now and again, you have to live a little bit dangerously, and you want to try and put up a little bit to make a lot going into the weekend. So I'm going to take one favorite on the money line. It'll be the 49ers playing host to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But Kenny talked about the other game. I know he's making a case to go under the total, which makes, in my opinion, the underdog that much more compelling. And the Denver Broncos to pull off one of the more improbable victories over the last 4 or 5 weeks in the NFL. You look at what Denver can do on the defensive side of the ball, and I think it's going to pose a real problem for a Kansas City passing attack that's lacked a little bit of punch in recent weeks. They're going to have to be patient and methodical to move it downfield. And on the other side of the ball, I know Denver's down a couple of key playmakers there, but I think having a healthy Latavius Murray, Greg Dulcich getting back on track and a losing effort last week against Baltimore will pay dividends. I wouldn't be shocked at all if we're talking about this being a one-possession game deep into the fourth quarter and have a chance to land a pretty big payday on a home dog in the AFC West.
I'm going to go correlated here. I'll take the Jets plus the 10 and go under the total 42.5 right now. Total's come down a little bit. Bad weather in Orchard Park this weekend. Not as windy as I'd like it to be, but we get some snow and some rain, very cold weather, big game. The Jets defense, third best in the NFL right now. Buffalo's defense has been outstanding. The first one, Jets win 20-17. I don't mind whoever wins the game, but same final score, 2017, would be great for me. So Jets plus the points to the under.
It's our Kenny White and Todd Fuhrman there with your top wagers for Week 14. Great stuff, guys. We appreciate it. Now let's get you a recap of those picks, starting with Todd. He likes Panthers +3.5, Chargers, they're at +135. He also likes Cowboys Texans first half over 23 and the Steelers team total under 18.5. While Kenny's wagers, he likes Chargers +3, moneyline Giants +300. Then he likes the Vikings Lions to go over 52. Thinks Broncos and Chiefs will go under 44 points.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.